Memorial Day means a lot to a lot of people, but you know, every family has a meaning for Memorial Day, and even my family has one. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. My mother had two brothers. One joined the Army and one went to college. The one that joined the Army, that's the one that I wanted to be like. He was my favorite uncle. I wanted to do what he did. You know, I didn't care about going to college, even though I did go to college, but I wanted to be a soldier. I wanted to be like my uncle. You know, with him being the oldest, and I'm being the oldest boy out of two, I wanted to follow his path, so I did. In 1970, I lost my grandfather. And after I lost my grandfather, I'm sorry. In 1970, when I lost my grandfather passed away. And like any other grandson, you know, I cried and I cried and I cried. And my uncle had just got back from his tour in Vietnam, and he looked at me and he said, "Now is not the time to cry. I will let you know when it is time to cry, but now it's not the right time." So with me being 9 years old, you know, I'm more confused now than anything, because I thought crying was that's what you're supposed to do during a funeral. But that was not it. So as the years went by and I went into the military, my uncle would sit outside the house during May, and he would just look up in the sky and he would just stare and would just cry. So I asked my mother, "Mom, what's wrong with Uncle Junior?" And she told me, she said, "Well, he was in that war and he came home kind of messed up. And every May he goes outside and he does this, and we have yet to figure it out." So being the nephew that I am, I walked outside, I walked to my uncle, and I said, "Uncle Junior, if you need somebody to sit out here with you and look in the sky and cry, I'll do it, because you're my favorite uncle." And I still didn't have a clue on why he did it, and I wasn't going to ask him. So in 1980, I finally got my deployment with the Iranian crisis. After 8 service members lost their life, we was turned back, sent back to the United States. And then I got deployed to Desert Storm. And then, of course, I went to OIF and OEF. And during that time frame, I came home because I was on my way to school at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. I got a chance to sit down and talk to my uncle for once. And he looked at me, and I had my little combat patch on, and he said, "You got that look in your eye." And I, again, just about as naive. I don't know what that look is. But he said, "You got that look in your eye, so now it's time for you to know why I cry every May." So as I sit there, my uncle told me, he said, "For all those who left here and went to war with me that I grew up with, they didn't make it back, but I made it back. And for those who kept my back when I was over there running around in Vietnam, who is not here, I look up in the sky and I see them and I start crying, because they saved me. They brought me back." And then I finally realized why he did what he did every May. And just like any other tradition with my family, I do the same thing. I look up in the sky on Memorial Day. I think about all those who went to war with me, all those that I didn't bring back, and all those who actually died during the conflict. And I cry for them, because they're the ones that made the ultimate sacrifice so I can stand here today. Thank you.